been featuring over the past few weeks.
Yeah.
Trudy, the baby chimp. Remember that she was beaten, kicked by animal trainer Mary Chipperfield. Mary Chipperfield was then found guilty of cruelty last month in court. And the battle to save Trudy from being sold by Chipperfield's company to the highest bidder and to keep her with her newfound chimp family in Dorset is hotting up. She has a new mentor, that is animal expert David Attenborough, and for the latest we can go live to the Monkey World Sanctuary. Lucy Vandenbroek will tell us more. Lucy, good morning.
Morning to you, Eamon. Sadly, it's raining, and if there's one thing that chimps hate, it's the rain. But they're coming out for breakfast. You can actually see Trudy's finally come out. She's on the back of her brother Schmach there. They don't like the rain, as I say, but they're having breakfast out in the open in their fantastic open-air quarters here. Now, Trudy is, of course, Britain's most famous chimp, and she has a lot of really influential friends, Eamon. A group of the world's top ape experts, including naturalist Sir David Attenborough, came here to the sanctuary on Saturday and took a look at Trudy in her surroundings here. They saw Trudy with her adoptive family in this wide open space and saw that Trudy is doing very well here indeed, increasingly better day by day. Now, after the little tour, the experts gave a press conference, and at that press conference they said that it would be an act of cruelty, a breach of the 1911 Animal Cruelty Act, to take Trudy from her surroundings here. In their expert opinion, this is the best possible place for Trudy to be. Now, after that press conference, we managed to speak to Sir David, and this is what he had to say.
Little Trudy was having a ball. She was having a great time. She was playing with her half-brother. She was playing with her mother, who had adopted her. She was laughing, and you don't have to be a huge expert to know when a chimp is laughing. And to shut her in a box, it's unthinkable. I don't know how many other chimps are like this. I would like to believe that there weren't any, but what the British public can do is to suggest to their government that there ought to be, that the legislation is not adequate and that it ought to be changed.
Now, Eamon, you can see Trudy under there. Look at her. She's the smallest of the lot, very sensibly sheltering from the rain. I think that's what we should be doing. But I'm joined now by Jim Cronin, who is director of the sanctuary here. Jim, good morning to you. Thanks for coming out in the rain. Poor old Trudy there. Now, Jim, you may have seen press reports this morning that Mary Chipperfield is now saying she is sorry for what she did. She feels guilty. And she's saying that Trudy can stay here. She's giving permission for Trudy to stay at the sanctuary. What is your reaction to that?
There's two important points. One, we have not been contacted by anybody in the Chipperfield organization. And two, who owns Trudy matters. The company who's offering Trudy may not actually own her at all.
Well,
not hers to give.
Insistent that the company still owns Trudy.
You know, the Crown Prosecution Service says, and that's why we're waiting until the 9th, the Crown says ownership must be proved, and that ownership will affect the sentence that Mary is given. And we are not about to interfere with the Crown prosecution, and if that's what we're being asked to do, we do not accept it, and we're not involved in the argument.
Now, Mary says she's sorry for what she did. Do you believe her, Jim?
You know, these animals were beaten on a regular basis. We saw that in the video. We want some guarantees then. One, that Mary will never keep animals again. Two, that she will tell us in the Animal Defenders where all those other creatures have gone. And three, that the Mary Chipperfield organization will finance and make sure.
Let me ask you, say the other animals, it's understood that Mary has 4 more chimps, including Trudy's natural mother, father and brother Teddy. What do you know about that?
The video we saw of Trudy's family was horrific, and we are asking, are you sorry, Mary Chipperfield? If you're sorry, then finance to ensure that Mary's mom and Mary's brother are kept to the standards that Trudy is. Put the checkbook next to the sorry. Make some guarantees. Be honest, be open, and help with your sorry. Okay. Help with your checkbook.
Jim, thank you very much. We shall leave you now, Eamon, and take poor Trudy inside. We'll all go inside, in fact. Back to you.
Jim and Lucy, thank you very much indeed. Joining me now in the studio, we have got the world's top primate expert, top monkey expert, Dr. Jane Goodall, who you saw at that press conference at Monkey World with Sir David Attenborough in those pictures we showed earlier. Dr. Goodall, good morning.
Good morning.
To you. We saw Lucy was showing us the pictures of Trudy there. Lucy's going, ah. People watching home are going, ah. And I'll just read from this article, this interview with Mary Chipperfield today. And it says, although Mary Chipperfield has worked with animals throughout her life, she's not sentimental about them, and she doesn't attribute human characteristics to them. She firmly believes wild animals should be treated as such. Isn't part of the danger here is that the people look at that little monkey, they don't see a little monkey, they see a little baby.
They see a little baby, quite rightly, because chimpanzees are our closest living relatives. They share 98% of our DNA. They have a brain more like ours than any other living creature, and therefore they behave and they have intellectual abilities and emotional responses terribly like ours. Mary is wrong not to attribute human qualities to chimpanzees.
Okay. That's your business, the study of them. Her business is training them for circuses, and she says an 18-month-old chimp isn't a cuddly little animal as some people think. They're wild and potentially dangerous. They develop fangs at 9 months and their strength is 5 times that of a human. It's important to be able to protect yourself at all times.
Well,
what about the training of wild animals?
I hope for Mary's sake that the paper made a mistake and it's 9 years rather than 9 months, because chimps like us get baby teeth. But if it's going to be so important to beat chimps, to train them, they shouldn't be trained, should they? I don't believe they should be trained anyway. And in fact, you can train them with kindness, with reward. Chimps can learn up to 300 signs of American Sign Language. They can work computers. They're amazing, amazing creatures, and she had no business forcing a little chimp into a box, kicking and hitting.
So where does this leave us? Is it just chimps we're going to be talking about here? Does this open up the whole issue of animals in zoos again, animals in circuses? What next? Or is this, because chimps are our closest living relatives, that is what we concentrate on?
No, I think not. I mean, I've seen video of, in the Chipperfield farm, of elephants being beaten in a way that made me cry. Elephants are incredibly intelligent too. And if you saw this video, it would make you sick. Okay, the guy who did that's in jail, but that's the same organization, and that treatment was allowed and permitted and tolerated.
This woman says all over the papers today, she says, I am so sorry I hit Trudy the chimp. I feel really guilty. Please forgive me.
She didn't say that at the trial. She said, I see nothing wrong in this behavior and I would do it again. I think it's the response of the public. It's a good PR move for Mary Chipperfield now to say, I'm sorry. And saying she's sorry now might, she hopes, give her a more lenient sentencing on the 9th of April.
Dr. Jane Goodall, thank you for your comments. Thank you very much indeed.
Thanks.
Always envied Dr. Jane
Why is
Goodall.
that?
Marvellous life. She lives with apes and has done for years and years and years, haven't you? Tanzania,
Well,
you're based in.
I began in 1960,
Yeah.
and in fact, when I first got to Tanzania in 1960, there was a little chimp about the size of Trudy called Fifi. And Fifi is still alive today. She shares with me 38 years of memories of this amazing chimp community. She's just had her 8th child, which is a huge family for a wild chimp.
Isn't it?
Do you know, when I was in South Africa, I learned that ostriches can live till 80 years of age.
Yeah, but I didn't know that
See-
either. Yes, it's amazing, isn't it?
60 for a chimp.
60 for a
Yeah.
chimp,
63,
80.
64.
Look at us, we'll be lucky to see 50.
Oh, my aunt's 97.
Your aunt's 90, your
Yes,
what?
and my mother's 94, my aunt's 97.
Oh, good.
My father's 93. I mean, so what am I going to be?
You obviously didn't get up early in the morning like us.
I
Right.
did. I got up at 4. I had to drive from Bournemouth.
Thank you for staying with us.
Thank
For
you
your
very much.
forbearance. Thank you. Right, okay then. Now, do you remember we saw some plates of meat earlier on?
Yeah.
And around,